Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasies, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing the cultural phenomenon that influenced the entertainment industry for generations with its cult following. That's right. Hold on tight, spider monkeys. We're headed to Forks.
When you can live forever, what do you live for? This podcast. You live for this podcast. Also, maybe the vampire who takes a shine to an innocent girl. Welcome to Sparkle High. Let's go.
In this episode, we'll be discussing New Moon chapters 10 through 14, where we find out Jacob does not, in fact, have the stomach flu, and Bella has a knack for collecting supernaturally unstable boyfriends.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Twilight materials, including the movies, interviews, and companion books. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance. Like the other seasons, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
All right, so, it's been a little while since we've discussed another creator, so I thought I would bring up something that is definitely going to inform us about the rest of the books, because, we've talked a little bit about Stephenie Meyer's background, and I am not a authority on the Mormon religion, although I have said quite a bit on it. But I know some things, but I thought I would shout out a YouTuber who is really popular and who recently made a video about Twilight and its Mormon subculture undertones. And her name is Alyssa Grenfell. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of her. Have you heard of her? No? Okay. She mentions some of the things we've already said. She has mentioned some of the things we've already talked about, like the purity culture, the whiteness of it all, the chastity culture. She also mentioned how Bella doesn't really drink coffee. She drinks Coke.
Which is so much
a lot of
better.
Little things.
So much better.
I know.
I say as I'm drinking the Dr. Pepper.
Right. But
Diet Coke is like the worst.
I love Diet Coke. Y'all shut up.
Sorry. I would take that back. Diet Pepsi is the worst.
Yes.
I like Pepsi.
Sorry.
Pepsi in general is the worst.
It is.
I'm sorry to Pepsi lovers.
Georgia.
So,
yes, it's the Georgia coming out.
So, hold on. Lily, you're Coke, you're Pepsi, and I'm Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
All three of the companies?
Yes. Okay, well, you know what? You know what I was thinking in the car today? Just an aside. I feel like we're the book girlies for the Misfits, because I feel like the other book podcasts just are not weird like we are. Maybe they are, but maybe I haven't heard enough of them. But I just feel like we get some of the weird girlies,
Yes. We're the island of misfit toys.
Yes, exactly.
I'm the one with the square wheel.
Oh no, that makes me sad. Okay, but so something I did want to bring up that Alyssa Grenfell talks about that we haven't really discussed much, and we're going to start talking about at the end of this book. And it's that the Cullen family, as we've established, are the quote-unquote good vampires. And Carlisle, as the patriarch of that family, kind of represents this, like, Joseph Smith figure, like the head of Mormonism, or at least the patriarch of Mormonism. And on the other hand, a lot of Mormons have been taught that the Catholic Church is the antithesis to what Mormons are. So they're like the evil church. I think it's partially because of the idol worship and like their rituals and stuff like that. But, and again, I am not the authority on this. I'm taking a lot of this from Alyssa Grenfell. So please go watch her video if you're interested, she will explain it a lot better than I am going to, but I wanted to bring it up. So what's interesting about this is she says, if we're looking at it from her perspective, Carlisle represents the good church and the Volturi represent the Catholic Church. And it does make a lot of sense. The Volturi are very European and very Catholic in nature, the way that they look. Italy. And they're based in Italy. So Alyssa Grenfell has pointed that out. And then she also points out the other things that I didn't think of. Another one is that in the Mormon faith, there's something called the Golden Investigator, which is a convert that is the most willing to be converted. Someone who takes to converting to Mormonism like drinking water. Someone who is interested, really wants to hear about the Word of God, and is quick to want to be converted into the church. And Bella represents that as like the person, she wants to be a vampire almost immediately after meeting the Cullens. So I just thought that was really interesting. I wanted to promote her video because she is super smart and she was deeply entrenched in the Mormon faith for a long time. She went on a mission. She's really cool. So I say go check out Alyssa Grenfell if you are interested at all in anything like that.
Is she still Mormon?
No. She has done lots of videos breaking down the problems with the Mormon faith and why she left the church.
Okay.
Or the temple, I guess. The last thing I wanted to bring up is directly relevant to Jacob and the Quiute tribe. So a lot of people, as we'll eventually talk about, give Stephanie Meyer flack for imprinting, which we're going to talk about this episode. Apparently, there is something in the Mormon faith where they believe that the souls live in a place before they come to Earth with God. And in that before Earth place, you have someone that is like your soulmate, and you're meant to be with them. So apparently in this before place, those souls come together and are like, hey, we'll find each other on Earth. And you're supposed to find that person on Earth, marry them, and then ascend back into heaven, right? She thinks that this is kind of a precursor or something similar to imprinting. At least that's what she thinks.
Grooming.
That is one of the ways that men in the Mormon faith kind of get away with dating younger women or trying to, manipulate younger women, because they say things like, I feel like I've known you for my whole life. I feel like we've known each other for longer. It can a lot of times end up being grooming. But again, if you're interested at all in that, please go check out Alyssa Grenfell on YouTube and see what she has to say about it. She has so many videos. So, any thoughts on that before I move on to the book?
Just ew.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
It is. And I feel like Stephanie Meyer did not realize, even herself, when she was writing these books, just how much her faith probably, laid the foundation for a lot of this.
Well,
but
the thing is that once people pointed it out, she doubled down on that shit.
I know. That's the worst part. I mean, at least take it back. Some of it doesn't even have like a play on the plot. Like imprinting doesn't affect the plot.
Yeah, he could have fallen for her once she got older.
Yes. Yeah, he could have.
And not...
Well, a little bit. If I remember correctly, because he imprints on her, the other wolves can't kill her. And so that makes a little bit of a truce between the wolves and the Cullens.
That's true. You're right about that. We'll get to that when we discuss Breaking Dawn. And today we're going to be discussing Sam's imprinting. All right. So last we left off, Bella and Jacob had a seriously awkward discussion after the movies about their relationship. And we kind of talked about how Bella she wants to lead him on in a way. She doesn't say that. She knows what she's doing, but she kind of doesn't completely turn him down.
She is like, my feelings matter more than yours do, and I need you right now, so that's all I fucking care about.
Yep, she can't live until she sees him.
Yes, that's like a big priority for her.
The desperation in these first few chapters were...
Dude, I know. And yes.
Again, like, why would you write a character that starts out? It's almost like she wanted the character to be somebody who she would like to aspire to be, and then changed her into someone that is. I think I've already said that.
Well, I mean,
I just don't get it.
I think it's funny that in reality, the people who are happiest in their lives are men that are married and women who are single.
I mean, I do agree, though, Christy, in reiterating that Bella, at the beginning of the book, feels fiercely independent. She's like stubbornly so.
Yeah.
And then once she becomes really dependent on Edward is where things change. And I think if you know anything about a toxic relationship, like that's very textbook.
It is very toxic.
But unfortunately, she's in a vulnerable state now. And so now she's gotten really, really close to Jacob Black. And all of a sudden, he disappears.
Her rebound disappeared.
Yes, her rock.
To the point where she's literally calling every 30 minutes. If I were Jacob's dad, I would be like, look, Charlie, she needs to stop.
Yeah. It was very, very obsessive.
It's
the level to which she was trying to access Jacob.
It's addict behavior.
Yeah.
Edward said that Bella is his personal brand of heroin, but apparently Jacob is hers.
Well, and she's an ass about it too. That's what I don't like, is that she wants him to miss her just like she misses him, but yet she's not interested in him.
Yeah. It's very complicated. And I don't know, I feel like when you're young, I will say, like, when you're young, I feel like if you really want to talk to someone, it can be like that sometimes. I feel like as a kid, I was really clingy as a kid, but it wasn't to that level. Like, I wasn't harassing the household every 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, and I know I keep bringing up K-pop things because, total obsession. That's my obsession right now.
Brittany's a new K-pop fan.
But it's like saucing behavior. I don't even know if I said that right, but it is.
It's like what?
The saucings, whatever. The stalker behavior?
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, it is. It's getting to the point where
stalking.
She's...
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. It's getting to the point where she's like clingy, very needy. It's no longer like an equal friendship. It's concerning, Bella.
She breaks into his house at one point.
Brittany said saucing?
Saucing, like it's a Korean word.
Saucing?
Saucing.
But she said
not
stalking.
Like SAUSING. Oh my god.
This is my attempt at speaking a Korean word.
I'm pretty sure
the first time
it's
out loud.
So you didn't say stalking. You did call it saucing.
Saucing. It's their word for a stalker, a specific type of fan.
It's spelled SASAENG, I think.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a word for the type of fan that is obsessive to a scary
that breaks
level.
Into people's houses.
Yes.
Like Bella does when she just barges into Jacob's room. He could have been fucking naked. Who knows?
We'll get there. We'll get there. First, we need to talk about her. When she finds out that she can't talk to Jacob, her first thought is, well, I'm going to go to the meadow. And how does she find the meadow instantly after they looked for it for, days?
Yeah. Okay, so Charlie's like, first of all, he's going to go fishing, and he finds out that, she's not going to hang out with Jacob. And he's like, should I stay here? And she's like, no, go away. I'm going to go study with Jessica. Oh, you're going to go study? Okay, don't go into the woods. How is that anybody's first thought?
Okay, to be fair, Bella has a history of this now, so I will say that Charlie's maybe in the right here to be like, okay, but also don't just wander off into the woods, please.
Like, who goes to the woods to study?
Yeah.
Although, okay, Brittany did fucking crack. I was just reading it and started laughing.
What?
Brittany's like, so I'm just going to read out what she had. Jessica had crossed over to the dark side for real, Bella. Like, you don't see what you did. You're the one who's on the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. But hey, at least we have cookies. Like, what?
Oh my God.
I mean, that was what I thought of when she was like, Jessica's on the dark side. Are you for real? Are you kidding me?
Also, throwback to the at least the dark side has cookies meme.
Well, there's also me, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, so she gets to the meadow after Charlie gives her all these warnings about the bear. He's like, please, there's a bear that's killing people. Hikers are dying.
Monstrous.
And of course, she goes out there.
Brute. Beast.
Yes.
This poor
and she
bear.
walks into the meadow and she finds Laurent.
The bear should sue for defamation.
Right? Fucking assholes. The bear's in his home.
There's
You
no
can't help
bear.
it if you're a walking snack stick.
Guys, there's no bear.
I know, but all bears should sue on behalf.
Right?
The bear conglomerate should sue.
Is it slander?
Yes.
But yeah.
But anyway.
She runs into Laurent.
He's like, stop derailing
Like,
every
I'm
time I
trying
try to get
so
us back
hard.
on track.
Dude, at work the other day, my coworker has started listening to the podcast, God bless her, and she said, you're really good at getting people back on track.
Benjamin! You were Benjamin!
And I was like, I'm really trying here. But yes, they're in the fucking meadow. They're in the fucking meadow. All right, who wants to talk about the meadow?
Okay.
Christy.
So,
Oh, I just meant me. I'll listen. You're good.
okay, so when she gets there, she's like, okay, this beautiful place, it's, you know, it's not as good. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Like this, I've been imagining this whole beautiful place with the flowers and the sun and my Edward and now
Rainbows.
and now
Yeah,
the light is gone and there's no Edward and
there's no disco ball in the sun to shoot rays of light out.
And she's like,
There's no disco
the
ball.
beauty of this place is gone. Well, if the beauty of the place is gone because Edward's not there, then it wasn't the beauty of the place, honey.
Yeah, but no, she finds Laurent, who just happens to be standing there
Who she
waiting for her.
who she thinks is Edward at first. And I was like, he's got olive skin and how?
And also, he doesn't look anything like Edward.
Yeah. Just, a random vampire.
hallucinating.
Woohoo. It must be Edward.
Of course she thinks it's Edward because she wants it to be Edward so badly.
This whole plot thing, too, with Laurent, that Victoria wants him to get the lay of the land that they've already been to.
Yeah.
That, my thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
What?
Like, what do you mean? Victoria had a whole part in Twilight and Midnight Sun where she knows where Bella lives.
Spent an entire week hunting her.
Yep.
It is a
Casing the house.
horribly untalented vampire.
Truly. Yeah. And we find out that Laurent has come to warn Bella in some way because Victoria has asked him to step in. But he decides there in that moment in the meadow that he's actually going to kill her.
Yeah, because he's so hungry, and it would be a total favor to Bella if he just went ahead and killed her now. And honestly, do they really think that they could get away with that? I mean, especially since he's living with the Denali vampires,
Yeah.
who the Cullens visit regularly, and
Yeah, somebody would have caught up.
like Edward wasn't gonna, you know, if I see a
Is
guy,
he still living with them?
yeah, like he's really into Irina, and he.
Oh.
Laurent, well, I think it says in the book that he was for a long time, but
Mhm.
that he stepped away because he wasn't really sure about their lifestyle. He missed human blood.
Yeah, he says that he cheats,
Yeah.
but I mean, he does indicate that he is really into Irina, and that I do believe in the movie, at least I don't remember if they specify it in New Dawn, that Irina is his mate.
Did they?
Because, like, Irina is furious with the wolves when she comes to the wedding.
Yeah.
Or she doesn't come to the wedding because she's furious with the wolves for killing Laurent.
I'm going to have to look back into that in the illustrated guide because I don't even remember them officially being
I don't know if it's in the
mates.
book. It was in the movie.
I remember her being mad, but I don't remember why. Okay, I'll have to look into that because I don't remember that. But he does say in this book that he liked her. He doesn't say, I don't think, in this book that they're mated.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, Laurent was not very trusting of James, knew that James wanted to kill him.
Right.
And was leaving him. But he owes a favor to Victoria? Like, why is he doing favors for Victoria? Her mate was gonna kill him.
And why would she be pissed at him?
I don't know. Maybe he's afraid of Victoria coming after him since he stepped away and let James die.
I don't know. This whole thing almost felt like she had an end result she wanted and then worked her way backwards.
Right. Yeah. I feel like she writes like that a lot. But anyway, so as she's standing in this meadow and Laurent is telling her this, and in my opinion, he should have just gone ahead and done it. You know, like you're biding your time, you know. But while he's talking to her, Bella sees Sam for the first time, and she assumes at first it's the fated bear that's been killing hikers. But no, it's a giant black wolf. And it's, as we know...
Horse-sized wolf.
Yes, Sam. And two others flank him. We're assuming that's Jared and Paul. And then behind those two, three more file in. And I'm assuming that's Embry, someone else, and then Jacob files in the rear.
I thought it was 5.
I wrote down what was in the book. So it's supposed to be Sam and then Jared on his side, Paul on the other side, and then Embry, and then it says 3 more file in, and I couldn't figure out who the third one was. So Embry, someone else, and then Jacob. And I think, honestly, this was a mistake. I think Stephanie Meyer, at that point, thought that she had written Quill into the scene. Because Quill later shifts, and he hasn't in the next few chapters yet. But that would be who would be filling in right there if she had not messed up there. So that's my feeling.
And I could swear that Bella later says that there were 5, even though. So I'm thinking she fucked up.
I think that she just messed up this passage because I reread it multiple times and then I wrote down what was in the passage because I was trying to figure out who everyone was. That's why I made a list in the notes. I don't know if you saw my notes, but I have them listed by color. So it says the color of each wolf that comes out. Sam is the first. And then it says a gray wolf. It says a brown wolf. And then it says a silver gray wolf. And then another gray. And then we get the russet brown, which is Jacob. And there's another random wolf in the middle. And I couldn't figure out who it is. I went through the illustrated guide and was like, okay, this one's chocolate brown. This one's regular brown. This one's gray. And so, yeah, no, I agree with you. There's supposed to be 5. But I think something happened here. Either I misread it or she miswrote.
She probably miswrote
the number of them. Because I reread it so many times, like, wait a minute. I wonder if I have my book. Could maybe pull it back up. But anyways, so they file in along the sides of her, right? And Sam is at the head. And Jacob files into the back. And he looks her in the eye. And she doesn't know it's Jacob, but she thinks of him instantly. Ironically, she thinks, oh, thank God Jacob isn't here.
I don't want him to die too.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't bring him along to the meadow because this is what happened. And the irony is Jacob is like right there.
She's so accepting of her death. It pisses me off.
Yeah, she is. She's like, it's fine if I die, but Jacob dying? No.
Yeah, Laurent could have done us all a favor, but, you know.
Oh, no.
Which, I mean, I get that sentiment. I would much rather someone I love live than me if I had to choose. But at the same time, as somebody who has dealt with depression and suicidal tendencies, I have fought to live.
Yeah.
And
I think that
I find her willingness to not even fight or try appalling.
Yeah.
and I think the one thing I don't like is the fact that they make it's like she tries to make her seem all nice in that moment and protective over Jacob. But the fact of the matter is, if they said, well, this wolf can kill Jacob and it'll bring Edward back, she would fire him up to those wolves in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I was looking for the passage. So it starts with a huge black shape eased out of the trees. All right. So that's Sam. Let's see. Edward, in her hallucination, tells her not to move.
The only, sound advice Edward has given her. Not really. It's actually like, don't do this shit has been sound advice, but it's the only one that she's actually listened to.
I know. All right. As if in answer to my question, suddenly the mammoth wolf was not alone. Flanking it on either side, another 2 giant beasts prowled silently into the meadow. So that's presumably Jared and Paul. One was a deep gray, the other was brown. We know that Jared is brown and Paul is dark silver gray. So that's probably Jared and Paul. Yes, Christy.
I'm just keeping count.
Okay, cool. I thought your hand was up for like a question.
Too. I was like,
No, keeping count.
Yes. Okay. So then it says, okay, so the 2 filed in. One was deep gray, one was brown. Neither one quite as tall as the first. So neither one quite as big as Sam. Sam. The gray wolf came through the trees only a few feet from me, its eyes locked onto Laurent. Before I could react, 2 more wolves followed, lined up in a V, like geese flying south, which meant the rusty brown monster that shrugged through the bush. It is 5. Wait, hold on. Which meant the rusty brown monster that shrugged through the bush was close enough for me. Much weaker of the prey. So I guess I just was insane. What? So 2 filed in. The gray wolf came through the trees only a few feet from me. Before I could react, 2 more wolves followed, lined up in a V. And then okay, this is why I misunderstood. This is what it says. Before I could even react, 2 more full wolves followed, lined up in a V like geese flying south, which meant that the rusty brown monster that shrugged through the brush last was close enough for me to touch. So the way I understood it was because those were listed separately, was 2 more filed up, and then a russet brown one followed up last.
That's what it sounds like to me.
So I obviously just probably misunderstood this, but I was just like, I tried to figure it out in my notes.
She could have made it clear.
Yeah, it says that 2 more wolves followed, which meant that the rusty brown monster that shrugged through the brush last was close enough for me to touch. So it sounded to me like 2 followed up and then 1 more behind them. But that is not the case, probably.
What kind of is funny, they're so anti-vampire. So anti-vampire. Yeah. But what's the word? When they're talking to Bella later about it, they were like, yeah, Jacob thought that maybe we shouldn't wait until he bit you. And I was like, once he bites her, it's over.
Yeah, literally, like, that's not good. I understand them wanting to not break the treaty, but guys, if you wait for that, then you've lost the life. You didn't do the job.
And you might potentially have another vampire on your hands.
There you go.
No, I'm pretty sure Laurent would have sucked her dry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he might have been interrupted. That's
unfortunately, yes. Poor Bella didn't get her chance, but she is frozen in shock at this encounter. She's terrified of the wolves. She thinks, oh, these wolves are going to be no match to Laurent. Laurent is this crazy special vampire that will kill all of them, even though they're the size of horses and clearly supernatural.
I had the biggest, what the fuck, Bella? What the fuck?
Yep.
Every vampire story eventually has a werewolf in it. Every story, except for, I think maybe, like, I don't even know, like, I guess the original Dracula didn't, but I swear to God, you see a giant wolf and there are vampires alive, my first thought is going to be, oh, so there are werewolves too. I'm not going to think, oh, well, that's a pretty big wolf. It's going to eat me.
I thought she was an epic twat for hoping that Laurent crushes the wolf pack.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know if she hoped it, but she was like, surely this is going to happen.
She literally wanted them to crush the wolf pack.
I don't think that she says that. I think that she's concerned that, well, she's concerned that she's going to die. But then when she sees that they're not worried about her, she's like, oh no, they are like no match for Laurent at all, because Laurent's going to
crush them.
Going to kill them. Yeah, crush them.
Yeah. Like but that's what she wants, is she wants him to crush them.
I don't think so.
I'll go back and look. I think that's what she said, because I was like, you epic twat. I hate you.
I like the wolves. I hope she did not think that, because I think she's just terrified, because she goes home and then she talks to Charlie, still in shock, and she tells Charlie that there's 5 giant wolves, which my first thought was, you bitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What a double twat.
My thing
and then she immediately regrets it, because she's like, no, don't kill the wolves.
Yeah, my thing is, it's like, okay, so I hear that there are missing people, and they're missing to the point that there are no remains left. They don't know how these people are going missing. They're assuming it's a bear because, there are tracks. But an animal is going to leave remains behind. There are parts of it it's not going to eat.
How are they going to leave remains behind?
What?
What do you mean? Not poop. She's not talking about poop, Christy.
I'm talking about the parts they didn't like.
She meant the skeleton. Oh my god. It's like the missing 411 argument. Have you guys ever heard of those conspiracy theories, like the missing 411 stuff? The missing 411 stuff, not to go too far on a tangent, is like there's this series of people that have gone missing in national parks, and it's a lot of people. And it's really mysterious because they're all kind of similar cases, but they never find the bodies for most of them, or if they find them, it's like weeks later and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's probably just animals killing them. But animals leave evidence of the kill. They leave bodies. Yes. They leave torn clothes. They leave blood behind. And this is the same situation. Like, if it were the wolves, they would have left evidence of that. Or a bear, I guess.
I mean, there's other things that could happen too.
Sure.
Say a little cubby of wolves is playing and frolicking around, and they accidentally trip a human and they knock their head on a tree and they kill themselves. And then,
But there will still be evidence behind.
Right.
I'm okay with the wolves killing people. Fine.
But see, if they trip them and then they're like, man, I'm sorry about that. Let's let them sleep. They need to sleep it off, but then they're already dead and they don't know it. And they go on their little wolf way and they've now killed somebody, but I'm saying.
Chrissy's like, it was an accident. Clearly.
But it's the thing that doesn't make sense is that these are hunting people. These are camping people. They should know that if an animal kills, the animal's going to leave evidence behind. Bella now sees that there's a vampire in Forks, and yet she doesn't make the connection that, maybe it's Laurent killing people.
Yeah.
She's
so Victoria.
Or Victoria. She's so ready to believe that the bear or the wolves did it. It just doesn't make sense. And
I agree. I think it's a silly plot point. And she continues to think that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Even after she figured out that Jacob is shifting. So I don't understand why she would think that, because she knows that the Cullens are an anomaly. Anyways, I'm not gonna dwell on Bella's freaking out about Jacob. I think we should just hit the plot points. So first, she has this revelation that she thinks that Jacob has joined the cult, quote unquote, as she calls it, Sam's cult, the LaPush gang, which, how funny that the only people of color in this book are the ones that have a gang/cult. How funny, even though it's literally been stated that they are protecting people.
And cults usually include a ritual, religion style thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like maybe
some Cullens.
She's projecting a little bit. But just want to say I thought that was kind of crazy. She does talk to Charlie about it, and I will say kudos to Charlie for taking her seriously.
Yeah.
Even though she was wrong and mistaken. But she runs into Quill. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I will say that her needing to blame Sam is so relatable. Like, this is the reason why my life is going to shit. It's all your fault. Even when they're proven innocent, you're like, I still don't forgive you.
I mean, that's fair. She has associated Sam with the reason that Jacob is not how he was anymore. Even though it's not the case, I do understand that underlying feeling of needing something to blame, I guess. So,
Not saying it's right. Not saying it's right. But
no.
So relatable.
Sometimes feelings are feelings, though.
True. Very true. A lot of the times, feelings are feelings.
But she runs into Quill, who is the only one of the cute young guys who hasn't joined this quote-unquote cult. And he's like sad Charlie Brown walking on the side of the road by himself.
I don't understand. They know that he is got high temperatures. He's bulking up. The process is in progress. And as Jacob said, some things once they start, you can't stop them. So why not fucking tell him instead of letting him think that all his friends just abandoned him for this cult?
Yeah, I had the same thought. Obviously they can't talk to him about it on one hand because they think that he's going to think they're crazy, maybe?
So change.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what their reasoning is.
Why keep it a secret within the tribe?
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
Especially like you said, if it's obviously happening for Quill, like he's going to change and they know it too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff like that that doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem to really track with like tribal processes.
I mean, to be fair, now that it's already happened, that you have wolves in the tribe, do they really think that they can keep it a secret?
I'm surprised they have been able to. Only with all the clothes they're losing.
Only for a year.
Oh,
and it's been
that's why they're not allowed to hunt wolves. It's not out of respect so they don't accidentally kill somebody if they're not telling them. Still, that makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah.
It just... okay, you can say, oh, like my brother, when he grew up, he went through clothes like that because he was growing so fast. I mean, they weren't shredded, but...
But yeah, I mean, the boys are, like you said, the boys are growing like super fast, so you could blame it on that, but also they're like ripping shit to shreds. So, but she gives Quill a ride on the way to Jacob's, and Quill is like, good luck with that. That's not going to go well. She has this sense of foreboding, right? And admittedly, when she runs into Jacob and she manages to get him to talk to her, he is an asshole.
He is.
Yes.
In this initial meeting. Which is like, this is where all of the Edward girlies were like, this is where it begins. You know what I mean? His temper is off the charts.
Okay, how can they say that about him when Edward acts like a ginormous douche banana from the beginning? This is like nice compared to him.
Both boys have temper issues. It's just that they handle them differently. Yeah. Edward is passive-aggressive and controlling. Jacob is more on the wild side, right?
But he does apologize. But what I don't understand is because he made it sound like that it makes them where they don't care about people they previously cared about. But if that's the case, then why would they protect anyone?
I don't think that's the case either. It starts off with him being really like melodramatic because he can't tell her anything. He's like, you can't help me. If you want to blame someone, blame those filthy bloodsuckers. But he does still care about her.
Which wasn't a red flag for her. She was like, oh, so you know that they're now vampires. You didn't believe this before, but you now believe it.
Yeah, she's still thinking it's Sam?
What?
Question mark?
Well, and Billy's superstitious nonsense?
Yeah.
She knows there's vampires out there, but she can't believe that they're, I don't know.
Literally.
She's trying to play it off, but she's taking on the gaslighting role.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. He also, it cracked me up because he's so mad. He's so freshly shifted that he can't control his emotions. Like, that's a
Yeah.
part of being a werewolf in these books, is that they have a temper that easily snaps. And so he's like vibrating with how angry he is. And he leans against a tree or something to like let out the anger and just topples a tree.
I think he punches it.
Yeah.
He does. And all the poor little creatures.
That poor tree. She was like, it was a tiny tree, but he punched it and it came out.
I mean, even he was shocked. I don't think he intended to topple the tree.
But again, why would you have a situation where the universe would create a creature meant to protect, but make it to where when they first are coming out that they would want to slaughter everybody? I know that's a little dramatic, but that they can't control their anger. That doesn't.
It's a common theme in werewolves because the animal part of them takes over or something like that.
I think the problem there is that it's human perception, exactly, of what wolves are like or what animals are like. Like, they can't fight that instinct or whatever.
Yeah, and that's not true. Wolves are very gentlemanly.
Yes. This is the scene where Bella asks if they're breaking up.
Yeah, I was like,
oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You're not together. You've made it clear that you're not together, that you're not interested, that you only see him as a brother. And then for her to sit there and go, I can try to love you. Fucking shut up. Are you kidding me?
Because that's what everybody wants to hear.
Right? Oh, I'll give it my best shot. How about fuck you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Not only that, but it's
no wonder he's pissed.
For me, it is so damaging to even be like, I can change. I can try. Mm-hmm. No. One, that's damaging to the person that you're aiming it at. And two, that gives, like, there are a lot of guys out there who feel like a girl owes them their attention and love and whatever. Right. And they're in these unrequited love situations. And not that it's real love, but, and then they feel owed. And to even put it out there that you can try to love somebody pisses me off.
The rest of this section is frustrating with Bella because she goes from saying she acknowledges that she's manipulating the truth, but she also will tell herself things like on page 270 where she says, what Jake and I had was more than a schoolyard romance. Stronger than that.
More than a schoolyard romance.
And then she will say,
but we're not together.
And then she will say, oh, but I can make myself love you. You do actually love him on some level.
Yeah.
You love him.
It doesn't have to be, when people talk about love, it does not have to be romantic. You can love somebody as a brother, as a sister, as, your found family, as a wife, a husband, as a boyfriend, as a girlfriend, as whatever. It does not have to be romantic, but there is love there.
I think it's just frustrating because she's telling Jacob that she doesn't love him, but then she sends him signals that are like, but I need you. I want you in my life. I can't live without you. And poor Jacob is not only fighting puberty, he's fighting werewolf puberty now. And he's also fucking done with her. He's like, I can't take that. He literally laughs at her when she says, I can change. You know what I mean? Like, he laughs, and I don't blame him. I can't hate this Jacob because he's going through it right now.
For me, I felt like that was more of a show. Like, I have to push her away to protect her. And so I'm going to be as cruel as possible to get her to go away.
That's some of it. I do think that's some of it.
But I don't know. I hate that she is manipulating him so badly. I've said it before. Whenever you have a friend who tells you that they like you, you then change your behavior so that you don't accidentally lead them on. That is in my opinion, something that is respectful to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it's selfish in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And she says that when he walks away from her in this moment, that another hole inside her has been created. So I just think it's really rich that she thinks he's not as important to her when she's equating the feeling to the same feeling she felt for Edward. Mm-hmm. She's lying to herself.
She's definitely
just like she's lying to herself about with the hallucinations. And Bella is very mentally unwell. I just want to state that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after this, she goes home. She doesn't tell Charlie what happened, but Charlie kind of understands. And he kind of sees they quote unquote broke up. And Charlie calls Billy and gives him what for, which is like such a dad move. He was like, "You're my friend, Billy, but this is hurting my family." And I was like, okay, Charlie, that's a real dad. But
I don't know. As a girl, I think I would have been mortified.
Oh, for sure. But I don't know. I grew up with just my dad. When I was young, my mom wasn't around, and I ended up being raised by a single dad. And I have a deep love in my heart for single dads. So I think I'm a little biased seeing Charlie try to stick up for Bella.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good thing. I'm just saying I would have been
that would have been embarrassing.
I would have been mortified. I was mortified when my dad brought one of my boyfriends. Before he was allowed to take me on a date, he made him sit in our living room and ask him, "What are your intentions with my daughter?" I was mortified.
Yeah. Well, Bella cries herself to sleep over Jacob, but she wakes up in the middle of the night
screaming
to a very excited Jacob. He's like throwing rocks at her window.
Okay.
And
she wakes up to a very excited Jacob.
God damn it. Not this again.
I mean,
I just make it too easy for you guys.
You really do.
It's not intentional ever either.
But also, why is he scratching her window like a horror story?
He was throwing rocks at it, right?
Probably. I think he was on a tree, and he
has to run and jump on the tree after she sees him.
He needed a stick to hit it.
But she describes, when she was describing it in the book, it felt like a branch just scraping down the window, like
Yeah,
I was like, no. If I were Bella, I would have bitch slapped him for scaring the shit out of me like that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I think I must have overlooked it because admittedly, all I could think about was this scene in the movie, and I was like, I was just loving it so much. I love shirtless Taylor Lautner in the room in the middle of the night.
Okay, that whole movie, all I could think was, did they not have enough money for a wardrobe?
He's intended to be shirtless, and I am not mad about it.
The whole movie, half the 2/3 of the movie, he's just walking around.
Yeah, that's part of the draw.
Nobody comments in this town about him just walking around shirtless. It's fine.
There's a lot of cougars and forks.
Hey.
14-year-old Lily was not mad. I was like, okay, this is why I came.
I'm not saying I was mad. I'm just saying nobody had a comment. Nobody?
I'm not questioning it. I'm not. And neither was Bella, actually.
No,
Bella was
just like, whatever.
She was like, how are you going to get up here? And he was like, I'll be fine. He jumps through the window and lightly prances in there. And she's like, oh my God, we didn't wake Charlie, the fuck? And he pulls her into a hug.
And she's like, this reminds me of Edward's visits.
God damn it.
How?
Because he used to sneak in.
The Stone Cold Dixicle.
Jacob admittedly is very salty when he tries to like get her to remember the legend, and all she remembers is the vampire.
Oh yeah.
Will I ever get anything out?
I mean, I understand why he's salty about it, but also ask me to remember something, and I probably wouldn't be able to recall it on demand either. Like, even if I know it for certain, I probably wouldn't be able to recall it on demand.
Well, it's funny because she remembers it, but she only remembers the vampires because that was the only part she cared about. She didn't remember about the werewolves, and he's so blown about that. Admittedly, he basically is like, listen, I know you'll figure it out. I'm sorry I was a dickhead. I'll see you later. And then she goes to sleep and dreams about it. And I do have to say, this is such an aside, but in the dream, Bella dreams that Edward's teeth are pointed and sharp. And just want to say that.
And I also have to say, I wrote it in the notes, but technically she said it's the dream that she had right after La Push, before Edward explained that they don't have pointy teeth. So all she had done was, I was like, that's a great point. That's a great point. And then I was like, oh, yeah. It was before Edward explains that they don't have pointy teeth.
I know, but I still don't think Stephenie Meyer is smart enough to put that together. I think she just made a mistake there. I'm just saying. Like, Rebecca Yarros, sure. Stephenie Meyer, no, that was a mistake. That was an accident. Maybe that's unfair to Stephenie Meyer. I'm sorry, Smyer.
I'm not.
But
you're probably right.
Either
Rebecca
way,
Yarros can do no wrong.
That's right. Especially now.
Uh-huh.
Especially after her declaration
of awesomeness. Yes.
Yes, she's one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
One of us. One of us.
One of us. One of us. Okay. So she wakes from her dream, and what has she discovered? What has she discovered from her dream, guys?
That there are werewolves.
Yes.
Which is interesting how she makes all these discoveries through her dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do think it is a reference to Stephenie Meyer herself.
Because, I mean, I've had dreams. I don't want my dreams to come true, but I also do because I would love dinosaurs in the world. But
yeah.
Also, I don't want to be chased by dinosaurs.
Yeah, but didn't we talk about this before? Turn around and hug them.
We did, but somehow I have yet to take control of my dream and do that. I always run. And then there's the AI dreams in which, they also chase me.
Okay, but going back to the dream that Bella has, I just want to, maybe this is going too far because, okay, you know how Stephenie Meyer always says, like, I figured out what Twilight was from a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that happens to a lot of writers.
So, I just wanted to ask you guys how you feel about this because you know how Stephenie Meyer always brings up that she got Twilight from a dream? Mm-hmm. And, like, that is the one thing she always fucking says everywhere she goes. Well, I saw a video of her talking to Brigham Young University, like giving some kind of commencement, and she started it off with that. But then she said, and if anyone would understand, it's you guys, essentially, is what she said about her having the dream. And it made me think about all of the dreams that are in the books, and it made me wonder if she's associating prophecy, like prophetic dreams that Mormons claim to have, which is usually associated with men, not women, if she's claiming a similar kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because in the Mormon faith, it is more common for men to claim that, and it is a thing. But I'm wondering if that's why she cares about it so much coming from a dream?
Perhaps. I mean, I think I've told you this before, but I have had dreams that have literally come true the next day.
Same. I've had like deja vu happen to me plenty of times.
But
I just thought that was interesting.
Do I think that I'm prophesizing? No.
I do.
I wish some of my dreams would come true. Let me just say that.
Yeah. Okay, Brittany. But I think that's why she writes so many of those kinds of dreams into Twilight, in my opinion.
I do think it's weird that there's such, like, that this information is so heavily revealed by dreams. It's a good point, and I never thought about it before.
It is also kind of Deus Ex Machina of her. True. It's like a way for her to progress the story without having to write it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Does make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes it very easy for Bella because all of a sudden she realizes all the things she hadn't put together about Jacob. Oh my God, he's this monster.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing that really got me was when she told Edward, "It's okay that you killed people. It doesn't matter. It's totally fine." And then literally she's like, "It's okay that you turn into a werewolf, but the fact that you're killing people is not okay. And you're a monster. And I can't be a part of that."
Well, she does say in the books multiple times that even if he was, she wouldn't be able to tear herself away from him. She does say that.
But she still judges him for it.
But right, I was about to say, but she judges Jacob and not Edward.
Again, twat. Yes.
Yes. In fact, let's talk about that conversation. So she gets out of bed, freaks out because now she knows, rushes out of the house. Charlie tries to stop her.
It's like 5 a.m. too.
Yeah. Charlie tries to stop her. He does tell her that now they're hunting wolves and that many people are hunting these wolves. And, great job, Bella.
And she's like,
"Yep.
Should I go tell Jacob? I mean, he's being hunted, but should I?
She also assumes that anywhere she goes, Victoria's going to follow. And so she doesn't want to put Jacob in harm's way, or at least that's her thought process. So she's like, I don't know if I should go down there yet. I don't know if it's a good idea. But she decides to go anyway, and she, like you said, storms into his house and just walks right into his bedroom.
Where he could be naked. I know plenty of guys who sleep with no clothes on. Plenty.
But you know what? And especially Jacob Black, because he's shifting, so, like, he could be naked at any point.
I mean, what if he had a bad dream?
Though.
What if he had a bad dream and shifted in his dreams?
That's a great point, Christy.
He could be like, see what you're missing?
I mean,
I think Jacob would love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he's a bit of an exhibitionist. Yeah.
I mean,
in the best way possible. In the best way possible. No judgment.
As somebody who has accidentally walked in on somebody naked, it's not fun for somebody who doesn't want to see it.
Well, okay,
yes, but we know she does. I mean, my God, she leaves room for like the dick sickles. So I'm sure a warm-blooded,
He's not warm-blooded. He's hot-blooded.
Hot-blooded. There you go. Hot-blooded then would be.
She secretly wanted to see him kind of naked.
Yeah,
okay,
she did. Yeah, I think she did.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jacob, like you said, Christy, Jacob wouldn't mind. Let's be real. Let's be real. You know what? I bet there's a fanfic out there for that. I bet there is. But so she goes to confront him because she thinks he and his pack are killing people. And that's fucking crazy. And so
also,
she
before you go on, I have to say, when she barges into his room and she looks at him, she's like, he's so cute. Maybe I will forgive him for killing people. He's so cute.
Literally, yeah.
Cuteness can cure all.
Yeah, no, in the same paragraph, she says that she loved Jacob too much to care about him killing people. And then she says that he's a good friend. And I was like, Bella, you're sending mixed signals to yourself. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like you were just talking about how he ghosted you and...
It is exhausting to read. She is actually exhausting to read.
Yeah. She ends up not wanting to disturb him because he's passed the fuck out.
Because
so she goes down to the beach. Yeah. And he's just so tired. He just wore himself out, tuckered himself out.
Poor baby.
And so she goes down to the beach. And then not even 20, 30 minutes later, he's up and like, Bella, we have to talk, And
he's like, you could have
called. And they have
this
huge argument on a misunderstanding.
It's like, what? You're disgusted by the wolf changing? And she's like, no, I'm disgusted by the fact that you kill innocent people.
Yeah, she's assuming he's
God.
killing people, and he's assuming she hates him because he's a wolf. And the wires are crossing.
Honestly, the fact that he turns into a wolf would like make me like him more, because then I could cuddle with him.
Right?
I mean, I'd cuddle with a human too, but
like
cuddling with
Simon.
cuddling with a wolf would be so much better.
Simon from The Others, which Christy did a little mini review of on the Patreon, if you guys want to look at it.
Although as soon as I said it and saw your face, and I was also like, your Simon as well is also very cuddly.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Simon.
my cats would cuddle with me, that would make my day. But no.
Simon cuddles with me.
I have
My cat.
I want to be near you, cats, but don't touch me.
Yeah, that's Flocka, who is right here, actually. She wants to be near me at all times, but she does not want to be on me, near me, on my lap.
Well, poor Travis the other day, because Willow and Nim look the same, but Nim is feral. And he reached down to grab one of the gray cats to pick her up, and it was Nim.
Oh no.
Not Willow. And his hands are just shredded.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Because he was like, why is she doing this? And I was like, because it's Nim.
Which, by the way, Nim is such a good name.
Yeah,
But the second that Jacob realizes that she's upset because she thinks he's a murderer, he's like, really? You're scared because I'm a murderer? That's the only reason?
And okay, so I wrote in the notes, I was like, the fact that he says, and the way that the narrator said it in the audiobook was just like, Bella, honey.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's so
okay,
cute.
that's so cute. I love it.
I imagined in my head, because I'm reading the physical book, I imagined Bella, honey. Ah, it's so precious.
Bella, honey.
I'm sorry. Everyone that is an Edward lover, I'm so sorry, because I think we're 3 Jacob lovers, and that's not good for the rest of the fandom.
Well, until next book.
Yeah. Brittany will turn on us then.
She will. Although I don't like Edward either, so fair game.
I don't remember this line, Lily.
What? What's the line?
From 314. Jacob held me so tightly there was no need for me to clutch at the hole.
Yeah, it's not.
What?
It's the hole in her heart.
You know what? The hole that she said has opened up in her heart. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's even funnier about that is it's like its own standalone piece. So she doesn't really preface it either. And so that line is like crazy in the book.
I'm just going to walk around and be like, I'm just going to be like, walk around and be like, I no longer have to clutch in my hole.
Oh no.
I was telling Chrissy the other day, they do it in sports a lot, and I've seen it in concerts. Why do guys grab themselves? That's what this statement,
checking to see if it's still there.
That's what this statement reminds me of.
When you guys hug me, when I see you next time, I'm going to be like, you're clutching at my hole. It's so gross sounding. It's so gross.
But let's do that in public. Can you imagine the looks?
Oh my God. I also love that in this scene when they're like making up and he's like, oh my God, you don't mind that I turned into a big dog?
She's like, no, that makes you better.
She's like, no, it's fine. He goes, sorry I called you a hypocrite. And she says, sorry I called you a murderer. Which I just thought was really funny.
Yeah, sorry I accused you of murdering innocent people. It's fine.
And I just think their relationship is really, really cute.
Get over the
They
hole.
understand. Brittany's still laughing about clutching at the hole. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then she's like, But he was a vampire. How did you kill him? He's so strong, like marble. Which, again, is just so fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Jacob's like, crunchy, crunchy.
Literally, he says it over and over again. He's like, literally, we're made to kill them. So...
And he was like, that's actually the best part, if I'm being honest. It was really fun. I love that. And lastly, Jacob tells her in this conversation, when they're finally making up and now they understand each other and they're back to being friends, Jacob tells Bella that he thinks that Victoria is Laurent's mate. And that's why they're going after Victoria. And Bella has this whole moment of shock where she's like, no, that's not the full story. And so she explains a little bit, doesn't really elaborate too much here. But she tells them that Edward killed James, who was Victoria's actual mate. And that's why Victoria's hanging around, because she wants to kill Bella. Yeah. So now they have some understanding of each other, but I really wish they would talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah. And
she also tells him that Edward can read minds, which is like,
yeah. He's like, I wish that wasn't true.
Yeah. He's definitely thought some things about her, and he's probably thinking about that right now.
Yeah. If I found out somebody could read minds, my brain would literally be like, okay, what did I think in front of this person?
Right? That's one of the worst things about the pack dynamic that he reveals, is that when they're in wolf form, they can hear each other's thoughts constantly. And that becomes a real problem later on.
If I ever had that situation, guys.
Yeah, there'd be some problems. Yeah.
I think it would drive everybody else crazy. Whoever else had to like listen.
Yeah,
right? Drive them nuts.
I drive myself crazy with my thoughts. I don't want anybody.
Well, I'm already there, so I wouldn't notice the difference.
the constant obsession, thought process, the constant like, okay, Brittany, get out of bed, go brush your teeth, go do this. Also, like having to tell myself what to do in my head. You'd be like, Brittany, just do it and shut up about it.
Well, what I can't get over is if you have a partner, there would be absolutely nothing hidden if you ever thought about your partner in wolf form. All of that would be shared constantly. And that's kind of implied later when we get to Sam and Leah, which we're about to start talking about. But in like, I think the end of the second book or in the third book, we kind of hear more about how that is a big problem.
Yeah.
Which transition into the next chapter and the last of the section, which is one of my favorite chapters in the whole series, by the way.
I do have to say real quick.
Sure.
He goes off and changes to tell them about what's going, like that they need to meet or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing him going into the woods and being like, I gotta take my clothes off.
And dressing really fast. See, that's why he's not wearing a shirt, Brittany. It's like one more fucking thing. Yeah. He goes into the forest, strips off his pants, and then turns into a wolf.
But, okay.
And he calls them.
That I don't understand that, because I think on the next one too, it talks about how it makes a loud exploding sound.
It does seem to have a sound that's with it.
So,
but it doesn't, I don't think it's that loud.
Yeah, but why would you have, like, there would be no being silent or creeping up. It's like an exploding puffball. Like, what? Really? Like that? It seems like a weird dynamic.
That's why you change in private, away from your prey.
Yeah. Christy's like, this doesn't make sense naturally.
I wonder if it's an exploding puffball. Is it sound like a fart?
I looked at it more of like a Looney Tunes, kind of like,
instead of a
boom. It's like fur everywhere.
I just had a moment of like, these are my children and I'm trying to gather them.
I told you.
This is not my circus, but this is my monkeys. Like, I just had this moment of, okay. Oh my God.
What is this sound?
You know what? I am feeling like Bang Chan today. I am feeling like Bang Chan.
Sorry.
I love it. No, I'm here for it. Okay, so when they shift, they sound like a fart.
Or hold on.
If you shift really fast, is it like a higher pitch fart?
That's what I was wondering. Like, what kind of sound are we talking here?
Remember that scene where
Is it like a zip fart?
Remember that scene where what's his face, the creepy professor in Zodiac, who I cannot remember his name right now, Professor Ew. He got buried.
Washer.
Yeah, Washer. He got buried in rubble and had the pipe stuck in his ass.
Yeah, but that was more of like a wind fart, you know.
But that's,
like a gentle breeze of Washer.
That was your high pitch.
I feel like Jacob's would be more forceful, like a
God.
big juicy,
Oh my God.
That's your I did it too fast, high pitched whistle, right?
Oh yeah, the hype is that's pretty good too. That would be great.
Because Jacob is the fastest.
Like the ones that sound like they're a question, like what?
Being serious now.
Okay.
Being serious.
Thank you. Being serious now. Okay. So, anyways, so he calls a meeting with the pack because he's like, okay, you have information that they need to know. And also, I'm not going to hide from you. So you got to meet the pack. And so they get there. The pack comes up. Paul is instantly angry and like instigating stuff because he is known for that.
Yeah, in the movie, literally Bella shows up and like pushes him around and kind of pushes him into changing. Whereas he's just like right off the get-go here in the book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really didn't like you before. Now I don't like you even more.
Yeah, Paul's an interesting character. It's implied later that he just seems to do that often. He doesn't have control of his anger, so maybe he had a problem with anger before he was a wolf, which I'm not sure.
Which I have anger issues that are hard to control, so I completely understand. But,
But, you got to get that shit in check. But Jacob puts him in his place, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and as Jacob shifts like instantly on the spot.
He's the fastest.
Right. And Embry, meanwhile, is like, oh, he's a natural. He's going to kick Paul's ass. And Jared's over here like, no, he's not going to Paul won't have a scratch on him. They're placing bets. I love this part about it.
$15.
Yeah. At some point, obviously Bella's freaking out. And so she's feeling like nauseous. At some point, Embry turns to her and is like, because they made a bet on whether she would throw up. And he's like, don't throw up.
Don't puke. I only have a 10.
I only have $10. And this is one of my favorite chapters because it is so fun and relatable. The characters in the pack and in the Quiute tribe are such fun characters. I always crave more of them. They're so much more interesting than a lot of the rest of the group, I
will say, when they go to meet Emily for the first time, it reminded me of how the dynamics of the Mercy Thompson pack worked, where she makes food for everybody, and they have Sunday dinner.
Yeah, I love it. When they walk in, it's like a big family, and the chapter is called Family. And I think I'm biased because that's what I've always wanted, is that kind of big family. So like these are my favorite kind of scenes. But she walks in, Embry tells her before they go in, do not stare at Emily. Sam doesn't like that. And she has no preface for that until she gets in.
They could have warned her.
She sees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have given her a better warning. I agree. But we meet Emily, who is Sam's now fiance. And she has a massive scar all down, I think it's the right side of her face.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's the right side of her face.
Yeah.
And down her arm. Do you guys know the story of Emily, or do I need to?
I'm pretty sure I know.
Yeah. But feel free.
I don't want to be the only one talking. So I was going to say, like, if you guys want to talk about it, or I can fill stuff in.
I mean, I know that he was dating Leah when he turned into a wolf, and he imprinted on Emily, and which created this whole awkward situation with Leah. Which also, why is she the only female werewolf?
Yeah, that hasn't been,
because
it's not really talked about. They don't know. Yeah. They're not even supposed to be female werewolves according to the.
I was about to say, if everybody if people have to be part of certain family lines in order to become a werewolf, why aren't Jacob's sisters becoming werewolves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is going on?
One, they're not in proximity.
I thought they were in the same reservation.
I thought that they're gone. I thought they, like, married off and they were, like, somewhere else. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a good point. No, it's a good point, because she is the only known female werewolf later, and they don't know why that is, because up until that point, there had never been one. But to give a little bit more background, when Sam imprints, it's shortly after the first time he shifted, and he is still trying to figure out how to be a werewolf. And so he has a really hard time controlling those emotions. He had been with Leah, I think, for a while, and then he has to very quickly break up with her to kind of save her feelings, because when he imprints, he just can't do anything but think about Emily. And at first, Emily actually rejects him, because Emily is Leah's cousin, which makes it more fucked up.
Yeah.
It's very, like, she just loves a love triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But Emily rejects him, and he tries to be okay with that. And then he goes to talk to her again. They get into a fight. Emily compares Sam to his father, who is absent and is shirking his duties as a father, I guess. And Emily's like, you're being like your father because you're, like, running away from your problems, which is Leah, I guess. And he gets so mad that he starts to shift without realizing he's shifting. And he tries to push her away, but he's already shifted so much that he claws her. And he doesn't realize it until it's too late. She ends up with this awful, awful scar. They have to take her to the hospital. And once he gets to the hospital, he's so horrified, he tries to kill himself. Like, he wants to kill himself, but he can't do it without her permission because he imprints on her.
Okay. I did not know that part. But also, I want to point out here that they, again, blame a bear.
They do. They blame a bear, which...
Motherfuckers.
How many bears are mauling people? Emmett gets mauled by a bear. Emily gets mauled by a bear.
It's always a bear.
Theoretically. But in the hospital, she is honest with him and says, I accept you. I want to be with you. I can't stop thinking about you. You're the one that makes me feel better. I'm going to have to call Leah and tell her my feelings for you. And we're just going to have to get that out of the way. And then now they're together.
Weren't Leah and Sam also engaged at the time? I thought.
I don't recall that from the illustrated guide, but they had been in a very serious relationship.
Yeah, I could be misremembering, but I thought they were also engaged. But
this is the first time we see imprinting in the book.
Yeah. Although I don't think they mention it yet. They just, it's the first time.
Did they not?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's just my analysis of it because I know it comes later.
And I also think it's funny that at the end of this chapter, again, I think in another dream, Bella has put herself in that role.
Yes.
Emily and I hold hands as we wait for our wolves to come home.
What an interesting, I just think it's so crazy that she puts herself in the role of Jacob's girlfriend, but then denies it, holding hands with Emily, waiting for, quote unquote, our werewolves to come home.
And I'm sorry, but you don't really think of your partner as a until you get serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. She definitely claims him in some way, but she doesn't want to be honest about it. And I just feel bad for Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to worry, though. She's going to give him her daughter soon. So.
Oh, God.
You know, there's that. Here's a little bit of mommy.
Disgusting. I hate it. I hate it. I
Yep.
pretend it does not exist.
Yep.
I pretend that does not exist. It's like, you know how everyone, tried to pretend J.K. Rowling was not as awful as she is for a long time, and then it just got so bad we all couldn't ignore it anymore.
Yeah.
I cannot. I feel like, Stephanie Meyer is reaching that point almost. She's not defending pedophilia to people, but she's also not making it better. She's not making it better. I can't.
I feel like she's providing a pathway.
Yeah, but it's such a fun scene. I just think this is one of the better scenes, and I wanted to bring up Sam's backstory now because we probably won't have another instance to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. I do. I love the scenes with the wolves. I wish there was more of that and less of the vampire crap.
Yeah, I agreed with you wrote a note that said some of this book is hard to get through, but some of the scenes make it really worth it. And I agree about that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I also loved that when they're talking about what's going on with Victoria and Laurent, that Sam gives Bella the option to not stay at La Push. Jacob has told Sam, hey, I think it's best that Bella should stay here for her safety. But I respect the shit out of Sam for being like, this is actually up to you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay here?
Otherwise, it's called kidnapping.
Yeah. Or just being a fucking asshole, because Jacob tends to be controlly, too, as the books go on.
Yeah. More possessive and controlling. He kind of takes on some of the Edward qualities.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Here's my theory, is that somewhere in this book, they have kidnapped Jacob. And he is somewhere waiting to be found. And Edward is dressing up like Jacob. And that is why he turns into an asshole and becomes super creepy.
Oh my God.
So yes.
Part of me wonders if that's what Stephanie Meyer thinks is how a partnership should be. So she writes her love interest like that.
Could be.
That's terrifying.
I haven't read any of her other books. So
Same.
I heard the host was terrible though.
Really?
Sorry, girl.
Yeah. It was on my to-read list after I read Twilight. It was on my to-read list. But yeah, I heard that her other books aren't very good.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to point out from this section that we didn't touch upon? I love that you commented, Christy, why would you not wear flip-flops, about them constantly destroying their clothes.
Well, it's like the werewolves in the Mercy Thompson series. They have a stockpile of sweats and same for other shapeshifters in other books that I've read. They generally will like, okay, so I'm going to have this stockpile here. They had it in Zodiac Academy. I'm going to have this stockpile here. And I don't understand.
You wear things that aren't going to tear up.
Yeah, or that if
Hulk.
they do, they're cheap.
Be the Hulk.
Yeah.
Wear things that
sneakers
expand.
are not cheap.
Wear things that expand.
Yeah.
Right? Pregnancy pants.
Pregnancy pants.
How adorable would that be for one of the wolves to shift and they have their little pregnancy pants on?
Oh my God.
I do wish we got more scenes of all of the pack in general.
Yeah. I'm assuming that if we ever get a Jacob Renee whatever Ratchety Ann book, that we would get to learn more about them, which is also a bad thing. But anyway, I'm assuming
we unfortunately did not get an announcement that we're getting a Jacob book.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if we discussed that yet.
No, we haven't. We only got the announcement that she dyed her hair blonde.
Interesting choice.
Rosalie?
Stephanie Meyer.
Yeah, Miss I hate blondes and portray every blonde character as this massive bitch.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a Jacob book, just a smidge, just because I wanted more Jacob, but I didn't want Jacob and Renesmee. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that at all. Yeah. But because I'm reading this.
To be fair, we still have
maybe
until October to get an announcement because it's not quite there yet. She just made the announcement that she was gonna make an announcement at this festival. And so everybody was like, yay!
Yeah.
So,
which, thank you to Sarah Gallagher for keeping us all updated, because she said that there was a kind of announcement that there is going to be a book, but it's going to center on Leah.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be good.
Yeah, so she didn't make a formal announcement, but she said there will be a book and Leah is going to be a main focus, which I think is interesting because she kind of she's really hard on Leah in these books.
Yeah.
So is she going to make Leah suffer in her
probably
own book? I want happiness for Leah, so I'm hoping that it's a fun book, and I want to see more of the tribe, so I'm willing to read that. I like that it's not Renesmee. I think that's probably a smarter...
I mean, I think she also said that she had outlines for several characters.
Yes.
And for me, I have fallen into the unrequited love, even though her situation is different because it was requited and some supernatural bullshit happened and then it wasn't
for real.
Then it was unrequited.
Yeah.
But I've
Poor Leah.
been in that situation enough that I don't know if I want to read about it.
I mean, that's fair. If you think about it from Leah's perspective, now that she's a wolf, she has to see all the beautiful moments between Sam and Emily that she doesn't get to participate in anymore from his mind.
Yeah. Which is way worse than actually just seeing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I think... Is there anything else?
Nope.
I, again, just love that last chapter, and I wish there was more of it, but I know we're about to get some bullfuckery, some bullshit when Edward eventually comes back. We'll see how this goes.
No.
I had a moment of bliss, even though Bella is all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end it there. So we hope that you'll join us for the next episode. Next time, we're going to be discussing New Moon chapters 15 through 20. New episodes drop every week. And don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Empyrean series, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week. So please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.